First thing I'd like to say is that in subsequent scenes of this video, you'll see that I never use these four notes here. That's because I could not get the Arduino Mega to recognize all of the notes that I wanted to use, and I decided to eliminate these four so that I could get as many notes to work as possible. So now let's talk a little bit about the circuit here. Of course, we have our speaker plugged into ground and PWM pin 12 on an Arduino Mega. The Arduino Uno didn't have enough processing power to get all of the notes I wanted, and even the Mega didn't have enough power for as much as I wanted. I had originally wanted 18, but I had to settle for 12, which isn't bad. I can still play a lot of songs, not to their entirety, but a lot. Specifically with each of the keys, each key is made up of one piece of aluminum foil taped down to my surface here, the cardboard. Each key has a wire connected to digital pins on the Arduino Mega from pins 31 up to 42. Then each wire at the key is soldered to a 3.3 mega ohm resistor, which is poked through the foil and wrapped around to make a better contact. And then the other end of the resistor is soldered to one of these colored wires that you might see. That's to connect all the resistors and essentially all the keys to the common send wire, which is this one, which I have connected into pin 30. Here we have the code for my capacitive touch keyboard, which was first made by Tyler Crumpton and Nicholas Jones, which I have modified for my own needs. Here I have included a new library, capacitive sensor.h, a lot like when we had to include my servo.h for our servo lab. I had to add this additional library to get the code to work correctly. And then I also have included pitches.h, which includes all the pitches that I could use for the notes. Here we have all the variables defined. This one, the capacitive sensor variable, it needs a send pin and a receive pin. And the send pin, or the common pin, is 30. And then the receive pin are these down here, which is where I have all the keys plugged into. And then these notes correspond to each of these pins. In the setup, we have this auto-calibrate function. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but I know without it, the notes don't work correctly, so it's pretty important. And then in the loop, we have a for loop, which says that if the capacitance of any of the keys is greater than the threshold that I have set, then the buzzer will play that respective note for 150 milliseconds. And if no keys are above the threshold, the buzzer pin will emit no sound. Now that you understand how I did this, let's have some fun with the completed project. Guns N' Roses, a sweet child of mine, transpose to a different key to make it work with what I have. And finally, we'll kick it old school with a little Super Mario Brothers. This project was really fun to make, even though it had its share of difficulties, you might say. But now it is completed. It is a lot of fun to play around with. Thank you all for watching the video.